All right, guys, PowerBook 2, Episode 1 is out. PowerBook 2 Ghost, and it aired on Sunday. Some of you guys got to see it on Saturday. Some of you guys have already seen or talked about Episode 2. But the point is, it's out. It's back. Like many of you, I watched it. It was a long drought. And when I heard the power was coming back on, I got excited. I know I said I wasn't going to watch. I will cover that in the video, but I did get excited. I do have my own thoughts and theories, and I'm sure you have yours. So let's compare. I'm going to talk about what I saw, what stood out to me in this particular episode, and I'll do that in a few seconds. All right, so let's get into it. Like I said, PowerBook 2 Ghosts is out. Episode 1 aired on Sunday. And like I said, I wanted to talk about what I saw. I want to hear what you guys think, what you saw, and compare notes down in the comment section because, Tariq is back. He's out here on his own. He doesn't have his team yet. He doesn't have a supplier yet. He just got a lot of problems. And the first thing I want to say is, okay, I know I said I wasn't going to watch it because I'm Team Ghost. So if you're Team Ghost, listen to this. I wasn't going to watch it because I was Team Ghost. I hated Tariq. I hated his voice. I hated his face. I hated his character, the whole nine, right? But they have done a really good job with writing, introducing new young talent. You don't get too much of Tariq to make you not like him. You don't get too little of Tariq to make you not like him. One thing that I noticed that they're doing is his little theme music that they picked, and it's like they made a monster out of me. They made a demon out of me. I'll be the monster that you're wanting. I'll be the monster that you need. To me, that just totally makes up the decision for us. Like, okay, we have to now look at it from his point of view, and the decisions that his parents made forced his hand. Because I don't agree with that at all. I feel like he was a misconstrued brat who wanted things his way, wanted to be in the game. His mom didn't want him. His dad didn't want him. He didn't want to go to school, and he wanted to take the short and easy route, so he shot his dad. Yeah, he was hurt because his dad left the house, but he never ever saw the things that his mom was doing that could have been a catalyst for that as well. So I didn't like that at all. They're definitely trying to make us see him and connect with him on an emotional level, like what would you do if you were in his shoes kind of scenario. So just be aware of that. If you're on Team Ghost, give the first couple episodes a shot because they did a hell of a job writing, casting new talent, etc. So moving on. So episode 1, they show 48 hours previous to what happened and him shooting Ghost, him and Tasha, covering it up. Him and Tasha are eating breakfast. They get arrested. She gets arrested and carted off. And he's, Mommy, no, tell him no. That kind of thing. And the grandmother, people thought maybe the grandmother had a funeral, something happened to her. The grandmother seems to be alive and well because she wants Tariq to come live with her. But Tariq knows that if I don't go to school and graduate, I'm not going to get my inheritance. I need that money. So Tariq goes to school, gets into a program, tries to use Stern. They negotiate. We'll give you the club if you get him into the school that he wants and graduates. So, Stern does what Stern does. He gets him in, and there's a monkey wrench involved. You got to tutor this athlete, by the way. So, Tariq is already faced with some challenges. He tries to get into the fastest degree possible, which is a 3-year degree. He tries to get in and out in 3 years. Oh, and by the way, you got to tutor this athlete. Oh, by the way, you got to set up a $1 million drug business. You got to find players. You got to find a supplier. Also, you can pay your lawyer to help get your mom out of jail. That's a lot on your plate, and this is what he's faced with. So, throughout the series, you see him. He's outside of a strip club. He's reading. He's I forget who he was waiting on, but he's also reading. He runs into the daycare chick that was moving, the stripper that was had her daughter at her mom's daycare as he's reading. I mean, he's all over everywhere reading and studying, supposedly reading this book called The Stranger, which I'll get into in a minute here. And you can just tell he is going to be a multifaceted, extremely intelligent, quick, witty thinker. Like he is in that regard, he's going to be Ghost 2.0. So just look out for that. So you see him, he's doing all that. The book that they have him read is called The Stranger, and it's basically a book about a guy who kills someone. And I forget I think that something like they didn't. The point of it was for us to see him explain why the guy did it. Like they didn't want to know why the guy did it, But the point was for us, the viewer, to see Tariq give his excuse or definition of why this person in this book, aka is him, killed someone, and what, how he got to that decision. He knew his consequences, etc. So they're definitely trying to make you connect with him on an emotional level. Throughout the episode, you see him. He goes to a party after he meets his roommate. His roommate's a basketball player, athlete, comes from the Tejada family. He invites him over to his house. They go, they meet. He sees girl number one, which is Diana Tejada, and hits it off with her right off the bat. Like, it was like she justified his thug, for real. She does it for him, you can tell, but it's kind of like smooth. He didn't go right in. And, a fight breaks out where we see Kane and some other guy who gets offed. But, this is your introduction to Kane Tejada, and he ends up being Mary J's right-hand man. He's also her son. We find out later in the episode that the father's in jail for life. And Mary J plays the role of Monet, who's the head of the family, and she was looking good, too. But I'm going to tell you, she doesn't seem like the type that is, oh, my husband's in jail and I'm just trying to hold it together. She plays the role of like, I got to connect. I'm going to make us some money. I'm going to keep this going. We're going to still be on top. I'm running everything. She's a badass. Let's just call it what it is. So, Monet definitely comes off. She's got the police under control. She's got the family under control. She's finna show how she can control Tariq. I don't know if she knew who he was at the beginning, but by the end of the episode, going into episode 2, according to the trailer, she warns her daughter who he is, and she knows he's James St. Patrick's son. But right off the bat, she doesn't know him, and he doesn't know who they are. And you see him at the end of the episode Googling the Tejada family, finding out that the husband is in jail for life, and that Mary J was like right there. That's how he puts 2 and 2 together. And I think he did that because, he runs into Effie. He needs product. He's got to make money for Davis to pay for the attorney fees for his mom. He needs product. He's on campus. They use drugs on campus. He's going to do the carrier system. He needs a partner. But more importantly, he needs product. He gets some from Effie to start selling, but I don't think Effie is the person that he wants to trust. So eventually he's going to proposition Monet to work for her, and that's how the relationship was going to go. And many of you are wondering, who is Effie's supplier? It wouldn't surprise me if Monet and Effie are working together also. And Monet uses Effie to either keep an eye on Tariq, to control Tariq, or she decides, I don't need you anymore. I got him over here. Effie's going to be a problem somewhere down the line. To me, it's a love entanglement. It's 3 women and 1 guy. She's going to be a problem somewhere down the line. They're going to have to do something with her. Whether she's the mole or she's in the way is yet to be seen. But that's the one thing I wanted to point out is, what role does Effie play in the future, and who is her supplier? I want to say it's Monet. I'm not going to call her Mary J. It's Monet, in my opinion. Monet seems like that type that's got a feeler in every basket.